Hey guys, so it's chilly night out tonight, but it's not windy, which is good. I don't know about you guys, but it's still this kind of, at least for me, this kind of it's palpable, but it's unsettling energy. Uh, you know, it's like you get the feeling something is afoot. I mean, it's amazing what's happening. It's really amazing what's happening. You got Mike Huckabee, who is going to be the ambassador to Israel. A friend of mine pointed out, look what Trump is doing. He's appointing all these people who were born in like they were born in the 80s. It's kind of interesting, right? There's a couple of people in the 70s, but most people in the 80s, people like my age, And then I said to my friend, what about Mike Huckabee? He's like, well, he sent him to Israel. Or he's gonna send him to Israel. It's like a private jet or what? Looks like it. So we got Mike Huckabee, and then we have this guy Hexeth, who's the basically, I guess, the Secretary of Defense. Also a guy, super pro-Israel guy. So you got two guys who basically think that Israel should annex Judea and Samaria. And one of them, Huckabee, talked about how Shiloh used to be the capital of Israel before Jerusalem was. Hexeth said, and he probably still says, that we gotta build a third temple in Jerusalem. So folks, I've been talking about this whole, thing with Trump being like a spark of Cyrus. We have this whole idea of sparks, In Hebrew it's called nitzotzot. Somebody could be a spark of someone, like a reincarnation, but a spark, not a full one. So, amazing things are happening. A lot of people are like, well, what about Tulsi Gabbard? What about this person? What about that? Folks, they're all pro-Israel. They've all been documented as being pro-Israel, but against war, which is a good thing. So, amazing things are happening, and it's almost like Trump is like assembling some kind of, it's almost like an army of Hashem. Not in the Hezbollah sense, but somebody joked, the Trump administration is probably more pro-Israel than the Israeli cabinet is. I said, I don't know about more, but about the same. Or maybe more, depending on the cabinet. So I think because of all that, it's almost like this is like the final battle between Hashem himself and the Sitra, Achra, because for sure, these people who've been doing a lot of bad things for the last few years, not only 4 years, maybe longer, are planning something. They're planning their one last stand, their final stand, because they're not going to go quietly, because communists, Marxists never do go quietly. How do we know they're communists? How do we know they're Bolsheviks? Well, they're telling their people, if your family members voted for Trump, don't talk to them. Folks, this is I said this before, this is exactly what was done by Bolsheviks. You know, pulling people away from their families, pulling kids away from their parents because of ideology. So, not everybody's following them, but, you know, enough people are, unfortunately. So, my friends, they are for sure planning something. But Trump knows this, and he is literally, you know, drawing down as much blessing for himself as he can. He's showing Hashem. I think he consulted with some people. They told him, listen, just show Hashem that you know, are with him. You know, it's to the point where you know, people who are like leftists or even like kind of liberal, even Jews, unfortunately, say, oh my God, he's appointed these guys. They're all like, you know, evangelical extremists and Zionist, whatever, Christian Zionists and blah blah blah. You know how the usual nonsense, right? And then it's funny. And then you have what's called the woke right, people who voted for Trump but who are against Israel, against Jews, who are like, oh, look who he appointed. Look at these, you know, Zionists, folks. It just goes to show the people he appointed were the correct people. Mike Huckabee, Hegseth, you know, Tulsi Gabbard, Marco Rubio. You could say some of these people are like, oh, they're rhinos. Folks, at the end of the day, everybody gets in line or they get fired. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. But, I don't know, guys. I don't know about you, but I've been feeling this energy ever since the election. It's not a dark energy. It's just a unsettling energy. Sorry, my hand's about to fall off because it's cold. And I don't know what to make of it. It's like uncharted territory, you know? It really is. So, anyway, guys, B'ezrat Hashem, God is going to fight these battles for us. Ultimately, like my friend Frank said, you know? The Army of Israel, 1967, 1973, God fought our battles. You know, not to say that the soldiers are nothing, but ultimately God fought our battles, you know? That was basically the story. And it continues to be the story, and I think Trump knows this. And, B'ezrat Hashem, amazing things are on the way, but you know, we have a couple of months before the inauguration, and God willing, everything should be okay. Alright, guys, I shall talk to you soon.